Hello! So for my form of speech, the topic I've chosen is why people are afraid of snakes. Now this topic's always fascinated me, but I've never really done any research on it. It's one of the most common phobias among people. Research says about 1 in 3 people have this phobia of snakes. And I've never really got that because I've never been afraid of snakes, even though everyone in my life is. My parents are deathly afraid, most of my friends, even though they're not around snakes that often. Maybe they've only seen them in pictures or at the zoo behind a cage where they can't get hurt. I've known a couple snakes in my life. I've got to hold a few. The ones I have met, they're really, they're not scary or dangerous or anything. They didn't try to kill me. They were just really sweet. They're just kind of chilling. So, why are people afraid of snakes? The research I did suggested there's several reasons that could explain why people are afraid of snakes. The first one being that it could be evolutionary. Humans, hundreds of years ago when they had to survive in the wild, if you were able to sense a snake, then you were more likely to survive because snakes they're really good predators. They're really slippery, they're really impressive with their attacks, and they can attack in the blink of an eye before you even know that they are there. So Vanessa LeBoux, she is a psychology professor at the University of Virginia. Her statement is that humans throughout evolutionary history if they could learn to fear snakes, then they would have an advantage over the others, and they would have a higher chance to survive and reproduce, which is always a good thing. So the idea that it's evolutionary is a pretty valid reason. If I saw a snake in the wild, I would not mess with it. I would not pick it up, touch it, go into its territory. It's not a good idea because they are very dangerous. You need to know that they're dangerous. And they're not pets. Some people can keep them as pets, but they are wild animals. So the idea that we just have an innate response to fear snakes makes a lot of sense. Another idea is that it's cultural. All of my family and my friends are terrified of snakes. When you see a snake in the media, like on the news or a TV show, it's always the villain. It's always going to attack someone, or it bit someone, or it was venomous and it killed an innocent person. So because of the people in our lives and society, it makes sense that a lot of people would fear snakes, even if they've never had an opportunity to really get to know one, or even just see one up close that was not in a cage. And another idea is bad experiences. There are always people that have had a bad experience with something, whether it's a dog, a cat, or a snake in this instance. Like if you were a child and you got bit by a snake, or a snake scared you, then it's very likely that you would be terrified of snakes. That makes a lot of sense. It would be the same thing as if you got bit by a dog when you were a baby and now you're afraid of dogs, even though not all dogs are bad. Same with snakes. Not all snakes are bad. They're just animals. They're trying to live their lives, and if they get spooked, they're going to want to protect themselves. But research has shown that babies and young kids don't usually fear snakes unless a bad experience has happened to them. There was an experiment that was done where they showed children these images, and they would show an image of the snake in there, along with flowers and frogs and nice things. And usually the kid would not fear the snake unless they were taught by their parents to fear it, or they had a bad experience already in their life. So those are a few reasons why people fear snakes. So let me know, do you fear snakes? Did this video teach you why maybe you are afraid of snakes? Thank you.